Okay, so I'm making a giant cupcake, as you can see, and this one's going to be blue rose, pipe roast, and minstrels and Maltesers on it with chocolate fingers up the side of the cupcake. So what I've done is I've put in the same principle as our cakes. I've put some buttercream on the bottom of our board. This is an 8-inch drum, and I'm going to now just put some more buttercream in the middle. As you can see, I'm just putting some buttercream in the middle of our cupcake. I don't want too much because obviously we're going to have a lot of buttercream on the actual cupcake itself. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to put a bit in, so as you can see, just to give it the inside a little bit of moisture, that's all. So if I bring that up, as you can see, I've done that. Now what I'm going to do, taking my knife, I'm just going to get my jam, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some jam, and I'm just going to spread it on the bottom part of the top of my cupcake, just spreading it evenly, because you want a little bit of moisture inside your cupcake. You don't want it to be all sponge, it would just taste really, really dry. So add in a bit of moisture to and obviously a different kind of texture to our cupcake. So like so. I'm just gonna pop this now on the top like so. Okay, and then as you can see, I'm just going to move my cake, glass cake outside. So as you can see, we've now got the bases of our cupcake. So you can see what it's going to look like. So now what we're going to do is taking our chocolate fingers, I'm just going to, with my palette knife, bottom, I just want to put a very thin layer of a butter icing all the way around my cake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, carry on with this, and then I'll show you how to put the fingers on later. Okay, so as you can see, I haven't actually done the top, and there's a reason I haven't buttercreamed the top, and that's because we're going to pipe our roses on the top. But what I've done is I've just roughly gone all the way around the bottom and the middle with some butter icing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chocolate fingers, and we're just going to put the chocolate fingers onto the bottom of the cupcake. Okay, so I've got 3 packets of chocolate fingers. I would always suggest to get 3 or 4 packs. You just never know. It looks very tiny, but sometimes these cakes take a lot of chocolate fingers or whatever chocolate you're using. So okay, so what we're going to do, so as you see, I've got my chocolate finger, and I'm just going to push in as we go. And I'm just going to place them as close as together as I can get them, really, like so. Trying to make sure they all stand straight. and as you can see, you just want to push it in. And obviously they will stick to the butter icing as well. And if they don't, just with your finger or your hands, just give them a little helping hand. And also to get them to stand nice and smooth as well, so they don't actually fall off, I'm going to take my roses that we're going to do on this one, I'm going to take them all the way down to here, so I'm going to start here. And then what you could do as well is just in between each one, you could just pipe a little star or a little pattern. So we'll see how well these hold up, and that might be the case. I might have to do that. Right, so as you can see, it's just a simple elimination of just taking each one, sticking them on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pause the video and obviously get on with it, because we are working with chocolate and it's starting to get a little bit hot, so it's going to start melting soon. So I'm going to pause the video now, and when I'm done I'll show you what it looks like with all the chocolate fingers around it. Okay, as you can see, we've now put our chocolate fingers all the way around. Next, okay, now I'm using my 1M nozzle to make our roses. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply pushing it in to the top, taking my scissors, and I'm just going to cut off where I believe it's enough thickness for the nozzle. Pushing my finger back in, pushing the nozzle in. Okay, taking my icing, and I've coloured this icing, as you can see, blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piping bag and I'm rolling it out, cupping it in my hand. And what I'm going to do is take some of our mixture and pop it into the icing bag. So, you don't have to fill the bag to the top. You can just put it halfway, and then you can add more of your butter icing in later. So then all I'm going to do is push, and I move this out of the way, and then what I do, so there's no bubbles in it, particularly in the top of the bag where obviously there was some buttercream that didn't go in. And all I do then is I get my palm and I just make sure that it's all in. I don't want it going over the top. Quick twist in to make sure it's working. And then you just want to scroll your star nozzle around. So you get your swirl. And you want to keep doing that all the way around. Ooh. Like so. Keeping even pressure on it. Okay, so now I'm going to stop the video, pause the video and carry on, because as you can see this takes a long time as well. And then when I'm done, I will show you the finished result. So okay, I'm going to lift it up this time. So you can now see that I've done the squirrels. And in the little bits here, just where there was a little gap, I've just done a little star nozzle bit. So that's our cupcake all ready. We've just got to add our decorations onto it, which I will show you how to do in a few moments. I'm just going to pause the video and get it all ready.
Okay, so what we've got here is a large bag of Maltesers, and what we're going to do is we're going to add some Maltesers around the bottom, so just a few around the edge here. So I'm just going to put a bit of buttercream here on the base of a few of these Maltesers, just to hold them in place. Don't want too many around this side, just a few, just to add a bit of an effect. So just around the base. So I'm just using the spoon here just to get a bit more a bit of buttercream on the base. Go with 5 really, I want a few here. Like so. Probably just want a bit more there, just so it doesn't roll off. And then we're just going to carry on adding these up the cake. So we'll just make sure they're pushed in enough so that they don't come loose. Like so. And then what we're going to do is just spin it around a little bit, and then at a slightly different angle coming down. So we're leaving a bit of a gap here, like so. So add a few more in.